game developers. Today we are going to look at how we can add our own NPC, non-playable character, to our glorious scene that we are working on. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to add a new object. We are going to go to the Pixel Adventure assets. We are going to select a character from the list. There's a few characters that you can use, but I am going to go with the pink bunny because this bunny comes with a run animation which will look cool when my NPC is running around. And there's an idle animation. So I'm going to add to the scene. Alright, as you can see, my bunny is now there. I'm going to add the bunny to my scene. I'm going to add the behavior, platformer character. Now remember, this bunny will not be controlled by the player, so default controls will be deselected. Make sure you did not select it. It has to be an open box. Then we're going to say apply. Now let's look at our game. There we go. We have our first NPC. The problem is, this guy, Mr. Bunny, is not doing anything. I can't interact with him in any way whatsoever. So let's change that. Let's make him more interesting. The first thing I want him to do is I want him to get a bit of exercise. He needs to run around the scene. So I'm going to open up his properties, go to behavior, the behavior tab. I'm going to say add behavior. Now, I've got a bunch of behaviors here that I've installed. What you need to look for is this one. Let me just make sure, because I've got a few here. Some of them work, some of them don't really work. I think it's this one, rectangular movement pattern. Or is it this one, the back and forth? I think it's the, no, it's not this one. It's this one, timed back and forth movement. We're going to look for that one. Now this one was created by a programmer called Grinch. So we're going to go to search new behavior. I wonder if we typed in here Grinch. Nothing. Let's type in movement. As you can see, they give us a bunch of behaviors that's already programmed. We're going to look for the one by Grinch. As you can see here, timed back and forth movement. I'm going to click on this one and you're going to install it. I have already installed it, so I'm not going to install it again, but you need to install it. Then you go to your install behaviors and you search for timed back and forth movement. Select that one. Now, if you scroll down, it's already added here. This is the list of the behaviors for the character, right? So you can see here, timed back and forth mirrored movement. We're going to change this distance from 200 to, let's say, 400. And movement speed 100, that's good. And we're going to say apply. And let's preview our scene. As you can see, Mr. Bunny is moving, right? Amazing. This is amazing, but it looks like he's sliding on the grass. I don't know how the hell he's able to propel himself forward. So we need to change the animation so it makes sense for the player. How do we do that? Very easy. We're going to go to Untitled Scene, Events, and we're going to create a new group as always, because we like to keep things organized. So I created an event group. I'm going to call this NPC Animation. And I'm going to create a new event within that group. And I'm going to say, add a condition. At the beginning of the scene, okay, I want to change the animation of Bunny. So we select Bunny and then we say change the animation by name and I want him to run. Okay, let's test it. Preview. And there you have it. Bunny is running. But I feel like that animation is a bit slow. So let's speed it up, shall we? So we go into Bunny, go into our run animation, and we say preview. Loop preview. Oh, that's jump. Preview. Run. Okay, as you can see, Bunny is running, but it looks a bit sluggish. So I'm going to increase the speed here. Let's make it 20. There we go. This guy's fit. Okay, and then we apply it. Let's preview our level. And there we go, you know, Bunny is moving. He's moving. He's getting some exercise. Right. But now, I still can't interact with Mr. Bunny. Let's see. So now, this is where the fun and games begin. We need to create a way for us to interact with Mr. Bunny. So let's see, how can we do that? NPC Animation. I'm just going to call this Mr. Bunny. Let's call this Mr. Bunny Animation. Let's just call it Bunny. Yeah, because he's Bunny. Bunny Animation and Interaction. Right, so I'm going to try and do this on the fly. I didn't prepare this too much, but I'm sure I can figure this out. So we're going to go to add new event, and we're going to set a condition, and we're going to say and condition. I'm going to say okay. So we want some conditions to be true before the player can interact with Bunny. The first condition that needs to be true is the player. Let's say, let's call it, should we use collision or should we use distance from? Let's see, distance between two objects. Let's use that one. Distance between player and Bunny. So it says here, if condition is inverted, only objects that have a distance greater than specific to any other object will be picked. Okay, but we don't want to make it greater than. So if the distance is, let's say, less than 10, I'm not sure if that's pixels. I'm going to go with pixels. I'd say 10 pixels. So let's change it to 32. No, let's change it. Okay, 32 is good. So let's say the distance between the player and the bunny is less than 32, then and key is pressed. Let's say key is pressed. What is going to be our key that the player has to press in order to interact with an object? Let's call it left control. Left control is going to be my key. Okay, so if the distance is below 32 pixels, I'm right, it's pixels, and the left control is pressed, then what's going to happen? Let's add an action. Let's say bunny. Let's say behavior. Deactivate a behavior. Okay. Which behavior, right? Timed back and forth movement. Okay. Activate, no. So I will deactivate the movement of the bunny. Okay. Let's preview. Let's see if it works. So I'm running to the bunny and I'm pressing control. And there we go. He stopped moving to the left and right. Excellent. But it looks so weird. Why the hell is he running but he's not going anywhere? So we need to fix that. So we need to add some things that's going to happen. So he's going to stop here with his back and forward movement. Add action. So we are going to say the bunny. And we are going to say change animation. animation by name, and we're going to call it idle. Okay, so now if I run, hit control, hit control, there we go, he stops. Now he's gonna stop forever, right? Maybe we want him to start to run again. How do you think we're gonna do that? Right, we can do this fairly easily. We're gonna add a new event, drag it into our bunny animation and interaction, and I'm gonna say add condition, and I'm gonna say the player, and I'm gonna go to distance between two objects, and object number 2 is the bunny, and I'm going to say if the distance is greater than, so I will invert it, and I will call this 32. That means, because it's inverted, if the distance between the player and the bunny is bigger than 32 pixels, then we want the action to take place. What action is that? We want to reactivate this behavior in the bunny, and we want to change the bunny's animation to run. So let's see if we can do that. So we're going to go to add action, and we're going to say bunny, and we're going to say behavior, deactivate or activate, and we're going to change the behavior to timed back and forth movement, and we're going to say activate yes. Remember, you have to click yes because we want to reactivate the behavior. Okay, and we want to set the animation of bunny, set animation, let's change it, animation change by name, and we want to put it back to run. Okay, preview, let's see if it works. There's bunny, hit control, wait. Okay, now if we move away, he starts to run again. That's amazing. Okay, so slowly but surely bunny is becoming more interesting. Now let's see if we can have a dialogue pop up whenever we talk with bunny. I wonder if we can do that. Can we do that? I wonder. Of course we can. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do this. So we're going to add a new object. We're going to go to new object from scratch. We are going to go to text because we want text to be there. We're going to change this text color to white. All right, text, initial text. Hi. What is Mr. Bunny gonna say? Hi, my name is Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny, I am looking for some apples. Could you please bring me 10 apples? I'm so hungry, dude. Okay, apply. Let's put the text. Now, look at that. What the hell is going on there? Can we change it? Yeah, we can. Let's change it. Now, that's a big, right? What if we can make a text box somehow? Let's put this on. So I think one thing to solve this is we put this there, put this on the score layer, and we hide it. That's like kind of like a cheap way of doing it. So we can say, again, let's add a new condition, a new event. We say at the beginning of scene. Okay. And we're going to go to new text. Actually, I should, before we do that, let's change this. Let's just say bunny text. Rename this to bunny text. Bunny text. Right. Now we go back here. At the beginning of scene, bunny text, and we're just going to go to hide. Hide bunny text. So now if we play this, we can't see the bunny text. So at the beginning of scene, hide bunny text. Now let's change this. If all of these conditions are true, one thing that we can add here is add action, bunny text, go to hide, no, go to hide. Actually not hide, show, I think. Yeah, show. Show the text, okay. But if the distance to bunny is below 32 pixels, hide bunny text, and we say hide again so that it disappears. Okay, preview, let's see. There's bunny. Hi, my name is Mr. Bunny. I'm looking for some apples. Could you please bring me 10 apples? I'm so hungry, dude. Okay, so this text pops up, and now if I move away from bunny, it disappears again. So let's see, if we collect 10 apples, how many apples are there? 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 apples. So let's create it. If we give bunny 10 apples, then we complete this level. Right. So now we are going to go back into using variables. So we're going to add a new event. I'm going to put it here under bunny animation and interaction. I'm going to say add a condition. I'm going to say key is pressed. Key is pressed. And which key is that? Left control, because that's our button for interacting with the world. If key is pressed, and I'm going to add, let's add, you know what, let's do an and. Okay, so put it under this. So if all of these conditions are true, remember this condition needs to be under the and statement. So if left key is pressed, add a condition. We're going to say variable, value of global variable, apple score equals 10. Right? If the left control is pressed, we have a variable of apple score 10, and we're going to use this one. So I'm going to hold control, going to click on this command, and I'm going to bring it down. That means it duplicates this. Let's open this up. Right, as you can see, everything is there. So now the player distance to bunny is below 32 pixels, and control is pressed, and we have 10 apples. What should happen? Now I'm going to add a new text here. Display a text on screen, right? I'm going to say this winner. Thank you for my apples. You are a winner. Apply. I'm going to bring this into my scene. It can be here, like under this one, because let's change this to white. This will only show up the first time that we talk to Bunny, and the other one won't show up unless we have 10 apples. So one thing we also have to do, remember, is we have to hide bunny text. So I'm also going to say add action. Bunny text is being hidden in the beginning of the scene, and also winner text. We say hide. Okay, so that text is hidden in the beginning of the scene, along with bunny text and winner text. Now, if left control is pressed, and the global variable is 10, and the distance between the player and the bunny is below 32 pixels, then we want the winner text to appear, right? So show the winner text. Okay. And let's say pause scene. Let's see if pause a scene timer, pause an object. Pause and start a new scene. Let's do that. Name of new scene. We only have one scene, so I will do that. Okay, let's see what happens. Preview. Let's go talk to Bunny. My name is Mr. Bunny. I'm looking for some apples. Could you please bring me 10 apples? I'm so hungry, dude. Okay, let's go collect 10 apples. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if we talk to him now. Okay, it worked, but this pause and scene start was way too quick. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to search for a new one. I'm going to look for scene. Change the scene. I want to pause a scene tween. No. Stop a scene tween. Pause and start new scene. I just want to pause it. That's it. I just want to pause the scene. Pause a scene timer. I think that's going to have to be a variable. You know what? I'm just going to leave it show winner. Preview. So let's collect our 10 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we talk with Mr. Bunny. Thank you for my apples. You are a winner. The problem is he's showing this one, but he's also displaying this one. So we need to change the code so it doesn't display both of these. Otherwise it just looks weird. And that's easy to fix. Very easy to fix. Here is where we show the bunny text. So we can add another condition. What do you think the condition will be that we add here? I'll give you a hint. Pause now if you don't want a hint. If you do want a hint, here it is. We're going to use variables in order to make sure it only shows the bunny text when the player has less than 10 apples. So add a subcondition, and we're going to say variable, value of a global variable, apple score, choose the operator. We're going to say less than 10. So if he has apples less than 10, then it will display this message. However, if the player has 10 apples it will show this text. So let's preview it now. Let's go talk to Mr. Bunny. Hi, my name is Mr. Bunny. I'm looking for some apples. Could you please bring me 10 apples? I'm so hungry, dude. Okay, I'll bring you some apples. Do you want to see them apples? 10 apples. Go back down. Talk to Bunny, and there you go. Thank you for my apples. You are a winner. And then he runs away. Because he keeps on running because we didn't tell him that he needs to stop. You see this one? We had this action along with this action, which we didn't add here. So we can quickly add that. So I'm going to hold down left control on my keyboard. And then I click and drag this action to duplicate it. And the same with the animation. Click and drag. And then I'm going to say preview. Make sure it's working. Let's collect 10 apples. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's talk to Bunny. And he stops. Thank you for my apples. You are a winner. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But now, this text doesn't go away. I'm probably going to change the scene in the next video so that you can go to a next level. But if we want this text to disappear once you have finished talking to Mr. Bunny, how do we do that? I will show you. Pause now, see if you can figure it out, and then come back once you are done. Right, let me show you how it is done. Remember, we have here the player distance to Bunny is below 32 pixels, but we have the inverted on. So that means if the distance between the player and Bunny is greater than 32 pixels, this is going to happen. And we can just simply go here, add action, winner text, and we can hide it again. Hide. And that's it. Now it will be hidden. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Talk to Mr. Bunny. There's the text. You can see it. Let's make this full screen. You can see the text is there. When I move away, it disappears. Amazing. Amazing, guys. And that's it. That's it for today's video. This was a bit of a long video, but I hope that you have learned a lot. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more that you practice and the more that you redo and reuse the code and the scripts that we create without looking at videos, without looking at other help, trying to figure it out on your own. That's how you learn. That struggle, makes you better. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and I hope that you've learned something.